Hello Flosstube. It has been a while, hasn't it? But yeah, I thought I would come back in time for the end of the year WIP parades, and yeah, after I fell off of filming for a while for various reasons. Yeah, excuse me if I look a little bit tired, and it's quite gloomy outside, so the lighting is not the best, but we'll see what we can do with what we have. I'm gonna call this part 1 for now, because this might be quite long, might get quite long. I've rewatched my previous WIP parade when I started Flosstube at the beginning of this year, and that was already an hour, and I have collected a lot more since then. So, but that aside for now, I hope you all had great holidays and you're all doing well. I'm gonna be quite busy watching all of your WIP parades in the coming days while I work and I stitch. But let's get started, I suppose. I have the first batch of my projects right here next to me. I'm gonna put in a picture of my current, I think I'm gonna put pictures here on this side of my current WIP storage. And as you can see, it is a lot, and we will go through all of these. So there may be a part 2, we will see when I cut this off. And these are, like last time, in no particular order. I just grab them as I go, and I will try to put in pictures. I made screenshots from the last WIP parade of where they were before for those projects that I have already been working on at the beginning of the year. I'm not taking pictures from previous Flosstube videos in between, just from the WIP parade. And I will try to put pictures of what it's gonna look finished if I have them. I have tried my best to open all the zippers in before, so we will not have that issue. So the first step I have here on my pile is this one. It is a kit that I got from China, so I have no idea if this is legitimate or not, or if it's stolen from somewhere. I have said something about that in my previous WIP parade. When I got back to stitching, I brought a few stamped kits. That was before I knew that most of them were stolen. I will still stitch them because I paid money for them. This is what it's gonna look like when it is done. But I am not buying any more of those. So that is my stance on that. Just because I feel like it needs to be set. Let's go put this one to the side. I have one lying here that I forgot. This has a zipper. Let's open this over here. This is one of my most recent starts. You may have seen it. Maybe I should grab a paper to put behind those things. Let's see here. That's better. This is one of my own designs, and I have decided to go like to try and do the model stitches for all of these tiny ones at least. I do not have a picture of the finished one because I only worked on this for 2 days and one more day and it will be done. But it is almost done, so there will be a little more green around on this side, and this needs to be filled out so you can technically already see what it's gonna look like. So this is probably the only time you'll see this in a WIP parade, because next time I work on it, it will be a finish. Next up, this is a newer start from this year. I think it was one of my Mania starts. This is what it looks like now. And where do I have it? This is what it will look like finished. This is from the Just Cross Stitch magazine from April 2022, and the designer is, I'm gonna put it here because I'm probably gonna butcher it otherwise. So that is this one, and I am stitching it, and I think this is an Ada. This like a printed one, seeing it with the green blotches on it. Oh, and I'm holding it the wrong way. This. So, and because I'm not holding the paper behind it, you can see the. There, that's better. Okay. Again, I'm not very good. If you're here for the first time, I will let you know I am not very good with note-taking about what fabric I am using for which project, which is mainly because I buy a lot of fabrics from like a lot of leftover fabrics, so I do not know what they are exactly because they do not come with a description. I stitch mainly on Ada. I get a lot of my Ada from China because they have like the higher count and it is a lot cheaper, and I do not have that much money, so I need to make do with what I can afford. Next up is this one here by White Raven on Etsy, and I do not think, yeah, I think this was also one of my Mania starts this year. I'm stitching this on black Ada, so I am not stitching the black lines. I'm gonna leave these blank because I stitch it on black, and this is where I am currently with it. A little bit of background and a bit on the first dragon done. I think I only worked on this once when I started it for Mania, so this will need a bit more love in the future. And I'm going through these quick because it really is a lot. This one I have worked on before. This is an older one. This is one of my own designs. I do not have this in my shop yet. I will probably do that when I'm done with it. Maybe I'm gonna try and convert it because I did this before I had a proper pattern program. So the pattern that I have made is not Pattern Keeper compatible or anything. You can print it out as a PDF, but that's about it. So maybe I will manage to convert that. We will see. So next up, this is another one of the China kits. One of the first that I bought way back when I started again 2 years ago, 2.5 years now, I think. This was not a printed one, however. This just came with a fabric that I did not like, so I choose a linen to stitch it on instead. And I have not done much on it since the last time you saw it in my previous WIP parade. Let's see. So again, you should see the picture of where it was before in the corner. So you cannot see much difference. I think I actually only worked a little bit in the sky over here. Put a bit more white in there. So next year I want to try to at least put some work into all of my WIPs. So I will have a little thought about how I'm going to go about that. But I have not decided yet. Losing a few here because the thing's really packed full. So, oh yeah, the next one is a sampler. This is from let me hold it up first. And I cannot remember the name. It just, I know it, but it's not coming to me right now. Yeah, it's a long dog. It's actually my only one. This one is gone to pieces. And I don't think I've worked on it much since my last WIP parade. You'll probably know better than me because you can see the picture in the corner. And I can't right now because these will be edited in later, and I will also have to edit in a picture of what it will look like finished because I have not printed that out. That's also something I still need to do. Next one is also one of my own patterns. One of a very old one that I made. This little hibiscus flower you can get in my shop. And I will link the shop down below as usual. And for those of you who have not been here before, I do make patterns occasionally. I'll probably make more next year because I really want to get into it more. As you can see, I did a bit on this one, and this is very tiny. I don't even know what count this is, but as you can see, it is very, very small. Sometimes I'm mad like this and I stitch in on these extremely tiny things. There's by now I think I figured out that like my sweet spot is somewhere around 25, 28 count, and I do like 16 count for the full cross 2/2. I do not like 14 count. 16 is fine, 18 is fine. 20 and 22, is it 22? Not so much, because the if I do like 10 stitch, which I prefer for say full coverages also, the coverage is not it's not thick enough, like it's not, you have too much white shining through. But if you do like full crosses, then there is too much bulk. And if you do 1/1 full cross, then again, like with the tent, it's not, the coverage is not enough for my taste. So I don't really like the 20, 22 count. 25, 28, yes, I love those. And 16 and 18 are fine. 14 is same issue as with the 20 and 22. But that's just my opinion. I just don't like them that much. And anything over 14, like 11 or 8 or whatever there is, I won't even touch those. But yeah. Next up, we have this one. That's from a German cross-stitch magazine that I buy occasionally when they have some patterns that I like. So this is a paper pattern. What I do with those, I usually take pictures of them, of the patterns, and then I have them on my computer as a PDF, and then I just mark the PDF. But I do not put them into like markup. I just mark them on my PC. This is how far I am with this. Is this? Oh, I think it needs to be... No, this is actually the right way up. This is how far I am. So most of the first out of 4 pages, this has 4 pages, is done. This is going to be the whole size of it, so it's not that large. But I enjoy working on this a lot. And you will see this kind of fabric is actually, this is one of my favorite. My friend Dobby, covered in floss, gifted me a large chunk of this. It's 25 count because she figured out that she did not like that. And I don't exactly know what kind of fabric it is, if it's Ada or even weave, and what company made it. So Dobby, if you still know, let me know, because I might have to buy more of that in the future. So, but yeah, that is that. And this is one of my new favorite fabrics for sure. I still have a bit that is not used, but most of it has found its way into some current WIPs or to be started projects. Next up is a cell that I really need to put a lot more work into because it's currently finished, like all of the parts are out and I am so far behind. There it is. It is from Owl Forest Embroidery. It is a free pattern. It is currently, all the parts are out and I really want to get back to it. This is gonna be the full size. Oops, I put it the wrong way. This is gonna be the full size of it. And as you can see, maybe me, I'm cutting it extremely close with the size of the fabric for this one. And this is a, I think it's also printed because it's only on one side, Ada, that I bought off of someone. And the piece was only this big. So I could use it or leave it, and obviously I did use it. I'm gonna try and find a picture of the finished piece since it is now fully out. I should be able to get one, grab one from their page, so I can put it here somewhere how it's gonna look when it's done. Next up is also a relatively new start that I bought. And you will quickly see a pattern with what I usually stitch. This is the Garlic Dragon by Stanley Morrison from charted by Paint Free Crafts. Oh yeah, maybe I should put this. So that's better. Add my my floss list behind it. And I am, let's see, I think I worked on this for 3 days or so, so there's not that much done yet. This is where I'm currently at. It's not that little for 3 days either, I think. And that's gonna be the whole, and again, my new favorite fabric, and one of my favorite fabrics. And this is gonna be the whole size of it. Which is all the way I like stitching on 25 and 28 count, because the projects aren't gonna be as massive as if you were like to stitch them on 14 or 16 count or something like that. And I only stitch things that I either want to gift or eventually put on my walls. And I live in a flat and I don't have infinite wall space, so I need to also, I do like smaller pictures, so the more smaller pictures I have, the more pictures I can put on my wall. Okay, what do we have next? This one is a free pattern by the Tiny Modernist, and I like this because like the color scheme, it really fits in our kitchen. I mean, I have started stitching a lot of coffee patterns and such for our kitchen, and I haven't finished a single one yet. So I really should get to it, shouldn't I? And as you can see, I didn't get very far. I think this is an oatmeal Ada, though I don't know. Again, I get most of these smaller pieces of fabric off of eBay from someone who sells like small packs of leftover pieces for really cheap, and sometimes I just go and grab some. Well, they don't come with a tag of what they are and such. Okay, next up. I think I know what this is, and I think I have not worked on it at all. There's a needle in here. Great. Here we go. Between Two Pines, and this is from Stitchrovia, from the book Cross Stitch for the Earth. And yeah, I don't think I worked on it, but you will see when I put the picture over here. If I worked on it, I only gave it like very few stitches, and that's why, as I have so many projects that I actually do like, and that I did not work on at all this year. Because I started so many things, and I will continue doing that. Next up, this is also a China pattern, and I'm pretty sure this has been stolen from somewhere. I think, I don't know, it might be a Dimensions or something. But yeah, this is one of those that I got very early on in 2002. And I don't think I worked much on this one either. This is where it's currently at. Let me grab my paper. This is where it's at. Maybe I put a little bit of work into it. I'm not sure. Black Ada that came with the kit. And Frost that came with the kit. As for Floss, I usually work with CXC, again, because I can't afford the amount of DMC that I would need for all of my projects. Let's see. Next up, another one I think I did not work on. Maybe I did. We'll see when I put in the... I think this is also a White Raven pattern, and I will put a picture of how the finished one looks. I am doing this with a multicolored DMC, and I will change the color of the flowers down here to match. So that is that one. Again, I'm almost sure I didn't work on this because all of like these smaller patterns got lost a little bit in the amount of projects that I started. Next up, I think I also started this in 2022, is also a White Raven pattern. Now you can see all of the D&D patterns with all the dice. And I will finish these because I still like them. I just need to get back to it. Let's see. This is how far I'm with this. And again, if I worked on it this year, I don't think I did much. I think I did this part here. But yeah, we will see when I put the before and after comparison. So I have a few more from my first cube of from my first storage cube that I have to show you, get through. Okay. Next up, Haunted Happenings. I think this is, yeah, this is also from a magazine. Well, let me see if I wrote down from which. Because at some point I tried to make notes. But again, I'm not good with it, so I didn't do it for everything. It is from the Just Cross Stitch magazine from October of this year. The designer is Kari Buziak, I think that's how you spell it. And I am stitching this, what's the, I think it's this way up, yeah. On this very tiny, it's the 28 count. I'm stitching this 1/1, and this is a fabric that I dyed myself with some fruity. You can see the little ghost is disappearing a little bit in the corner up here. But this is one of those where I'm like, yeah, let's stitch 1/1 on 28 count, because why not? We like tiny things in this house. So this is probably gonna be touched again next fall. Maybe even sooner. I don't know. Depends on how I feel about spooky stuff. Next up is another magazine pattern from the Cross Stitcher magazine. I do not know which year. S is for Strawberries by Faye Walsh. And I love strawberries. So let's see, do I have written down? Yeah, just Cross Stitcher magazine from June 2022. That's where it's from. I think it was a Mania start, but I'm not sure. And this is how far I am with it. Not that far, because I had to frog part of it. I think over here, because I miscounted with this and this part here. But it doesn't matter. It's fine. Just makes me like have to. So, but that's why there's a lot of space over here and so little space over here. Because I had to frog a bit and then recalculate where what goes. But it's still enough space, so that's fine. So let's close this. I'm putting everything that I showed here right next to me, and you can see it here, and it's getting a little bit precarious. Okay, let me get a sip of water. And we are already coming up on 30 minutes. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a two-parter at least. So, next up, I have this. Not losing my flosses here. Stay here, be nice. I have this one. It's also a D&D pattern by White Raven, as you can see. I love her patterns. I have quite a few of them. And when I last showed it, I wasn't very far with it, as you can see over here. But now this one is getting close to being finished. And as you can see, I'm just missing the top parts of the dragons over here and a little of this side flames over here. I think there's one missing. And as you can see, I changed it up that I did not put the class below, but I'm putting the name of my D&D characters respectively on these. So that is how far this one is. See if I can manage to finish this in 2024. We only have a few days left in the year. Today, I did not say it, did I? Today is the 27th of December, 2023. So, year is almost over. Next up is another stamped kit. I'm just gonna put this out. I can hold it up like this. I have finished one of these. This is a set of 4 that I bought in early 2022. I only bought the spring and the summer. So the summer I finished last year, and or early this year, something. And the spring is the next one. This I'm still working on. And this is how far I am. I think I didn't do much on it since I last showed it. I'll just turn it around so you can actually see what I worked on, because it's always a bit difficult with stamped kits. Again, probably stolen from somewhere. You know, like this company, Joy Sunday, definitely has stolen patterns, as we have seen before. Oh no, I haven't showed that one, as we will see when I get to that particular pattern. Which made me aware of the issue. Next up this is also from a magazine, and it is a pattern by Emma Congdon. I started this in Mania, I'm pretty sure, and I have worked on it twice this year. This is how far I am with it. Not that far, and I made a mistake over here, and I decided not to frog it. I just added in an extra row here in the house, made the upper window a bit larger, so to make up for the counting issue. So that will work. Again, as you see, most of my projects, so I started stitching again 2.5 years ago, and I am a serial starter. Most of my projects aren't that, haven't gotten that far yet. So we will get there. I'm gonna try to start less things next year and work on what I have, so that I want to at least touch everything once next year. And I don't think I have over 364 WIPs yet, so that should be possible. This is the next one, as you can see, another one in the series, also White Raven pattern. This was for this I bought for a character I started playing, but unfortunately didn't play for long, so this didn't get as much work as it should have. Well, I need to, but it still got pretty far when I worked on it. And this is actually done with floss that I quite like. I think this is a Czech brand that I bought on Amazon, and as you can see, the way the colors change in the floss is really subtle, and it looks so beautiful. And I'm fully planning on buying more of that floss once I have a bit of cash to spend. Let me show it to you real quick. This is what it looks like. This is the brand. Yeah, it's from Czech, and I love it. It's gorgeous. I need more of it. I definitely need to have more of this. So, but that is the druid. Let's close this one, because I already forgot to put something away, which is fine. I can put it in there when I take a break to get all of the next pieces out. This is the next one. This is also a pattern I made, which I'm not sure if I have that in my shop or not. I will check. This is how far I am with it. There's a little Valentine's pattern. And let's see. I need to. So next up we have this one here. One out of two, one of which I have finished. This is by SA Patterns. I bought these on Etsy, but they also do have a website. And I have not, I'm quite sure I have not worked on this year. This is where it's at. And I will have to work on it next year, because I am planning to make this a Christmas present in 2024. So this is definitely something that will need to get some work done. So we are getting a little bit precarious over here. All right, now this is the pattern I was talking about. And this is another company. You may maybe recognize these. This is definitely not like this is most likely a stolen pattern. I don't think that Stitchrovia licensed it to Dream Pattern from China. Again, I bought this in 2022, and when I figured out that it was illegitimate and where it's actually from, I bought the Cross Stitch for the Earth book. It has a lot more patterns that I want to eventually stitch. And also I don't think that I worked on it much this year, if at all. So now that I need to get back to, this is what it looks like currently. Very beautiful pattern, definitely needs more love. So yeah, I'm stitching it with what came in the kit, but and also with the pattern that came with the kit, because I think that's actually the same. They probably just copied it from the book. So, or from online if she had it on Etsy somewhere at some point. Next up is, surprise, another White Raven patterns. It's another of the dragon dies. This one I definitely started a bit longer ago, I think in 2022. Yeah, definitely in 2022. And it is also a lot further. If I get back to it, it shouldn't take too long to finish it. Stitched on 14 count Black Ida. So you can see this is how far I am with it. A little over halfway done, I think. And it's so pretty. Won't it look beautiful somewhere on that wall behind me? Don't you think? I'm sure it will. So maybe I'm gonna make this a finish next year. Let's try that. And get it up on that wall. So that is that one. Next up is another magazine pattern that I started this year. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave the pictures in here, that's a lot easier. There's a little bit of glare, but getting them back in there is a bit of a hassle. This is it. It's by Lord Libeden. And I'm not too far with it. Let's see. I'm gonna always try to get these out without messing with the flosses. This is how far I am. It's paper bit. So this is how far I am with it. Just 2 of the rockets done. And a bit of the sky here. It's gonna be small. I think this is the whole width of it. And this is probably an 18 count. I think. But I don't know. Again, scrap fabric I bought off of eBay. I have no idea what count, and I don't have the means to really measure it, because like they are counted in inches. And I am in Germany, we do not count in inches, so I don't even have a ruler that counts in inches. So, and I don't really care that much. It's, if it works, it works. That's my stance on it. Next up, one of my oldest, if not the oldest pattern I'm working on. This is one I made myself, for myself. You can get the grape part of this as a pattern in my shop, but not the whole one. And I only need to finish the background. And I don't know if I worked on it at all this year, because at some point I said, yeah, I'm just gonna take this with me when I, traveled somewhere, but I don't really travel. So I will probably need to rethink that and finish it at home. So 2 more in this batch. First of it being this one, a sunflower field. Oh, what is it called? Oh, it's not on this page here. It's from the Cross Stitcher magazine from July 2020. That is by Maria Diaz. And it was also a Mania start from this year. Let's see how far I am with it. This is where it's at. Not too shabby. I worked on it a bit this summer when I needed something nice and summery to look at. So that is that. And we have one more, and then I will have to take a pause, put these away, and grab the next few. What do we have here? This does not look like it has a picture. No, it does not. It's also Mania Start. Let's see. This is a calendar that was a sell in the Cross-Stitcher magazine. And I'm working on January. Can't properly show you because the pattern is on the other side of it. There. And there's obviously 12 of them. I have a few issues. I'm just flashing the pattern here for a moment because the problem with this pattern is that the you can probably see it here, and I've said that before in one of my Flosstube videos, that some of the colors are almost the same, and not just the colors but also the symbols of it. And you can see it here, and and you can see not the pattern, but the pattern is on this page, right? This is the bottom of the pattern, and it is so small that wait, let me do it like this. I'm just gonna, so I don't show you the pattern, right? Just a tiny part of it. Can you see this? This is 3 different colors here, and these two colors, like here's one, there's one, and then in the middle one is a different color, and you can hardly see it. So I had to actually what's the word? Not figure out, because I couldn't figure it out with how bad the quality with these 2 almost identical colors was. Oh no, I didn't show you how far I am. Yeah. I just had to make part of it up in my mind and just hope it's right. I mean, it worked out fine, but it was still quite difficult to figure out. That's how far I am with it. Again, this is just January, and I will put 2 next to each other, and then 6 like below. It's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the other 6 over here. So eventually there will be all 12 months on here, because I do like them, even if the patterns are very hard to read. And but yes, this is the first batch out of 6. Not all of my cubes have that many patterns in them, because some hold the full coverages, and then there's only 5 or 6 of them, so we'll see how fast I get through all of this. I'm gonna take a quick break to put these away and grab the other ones, and then I will be right back. And I have returned. For you, I was probably never gone. No, I'm gone. Let's see where we are next. Of course, I opened the zippers and now I'm closing them. Sometimes, don't ask. Next one. I think this is the one that I showed first in my last WIP parade. And funny enough, I haven't worked on it at all. I had it in a box because I ran out of bags. I never touched it. So it's still right where I left off last time. We will get to it. We will get back to it. As I said, I will make a list of all of my projects, and I will touch all of them next year. And those that I do not touch, because I do not want to work on them, I will reconsider if those are patterns that I will want to continue working on. So, next up is This one, that I finally printed a cover picture for. It is by Banana Patterns on Etsy. They have a lot of these beautiful forest and nature sceneries. If that's your jam, definitely look at their shop. I can recommend. I have bought one more that I have not started yet. I will eventually. But I don't think I worked much on this one. I would have to check the before and after picture. Again, because this count of fabric and full coverages with full crosses is not my favorite thing to do, which is probably why I haven't touched this in a bit. But I still do like it, and I will get back to it. That's where it's at. So in this batch we will have quite a few full coverages to look at. And so I hope you enjoy all of it. I know a lot of us, we do like our full coverages, don't we? So, next up is my dear Dragon in the Winter Forest, charted by Artisy, artwork by Elena Samuridova. On this one I actually worked quite a bit, even if it doesn't look like it. It did not get that far, but this piece is confetti central. I'm telling you. Well, look how beautiful it looks. Look at all these colors. But it's gonna be stunning. That's how far it is right now. Coming up on the first page finish. And I love this one. I love working on it despite it being so much confetti. And this will be, definitely will be continued. Next up is another one of the China kits that I bought ages ago. Let's see if do I have a cover picture for this? Oh no, it is not. It's a new one actually. This is a new one, and there is no cover picture for it. This one I actually got for Christmas 2 days ago from my sister-in-law. So I didn't do much of it. This is the thing. Again, I don't know if it's legitimate or not. These are on Amazon, so I can't really tell you. I don't know every pattern from every company. And again, this was a gift. And on the back you can see I didn't do much. Just a little bit over here. Again, I got this 2 days ago. So just doing a little bit over here. That is this one. Gonna also be the thing about stamp kits that I do like, apart from all of the, you know, the less good things about them, is that they make for great travel pieces when you don't have your computer with you or you don't want to lug around your paper charts. Next one is this, also a fairly new start. I think this is from, because it's not on here. I think it's just a light unicorn designs patterns. I have a few of those. Also did not get very far with it yet. So this is where I'm at. Teeny tiny start. And I'm really curious to see where all of these will be at the end of next year, or if I do a mid-year WIP parade, when I do that. Next up, and I did work a lot of these on this, and maybe I will continue working on it before the year is over if I have the time, because I have not fully reached my goal for this year on this one. This is my own pattern and also my own artwork. This is one of the first ones that I started early last year. This is my first D&D character ever, and I still love him very much. And this is the character of a friend of mine. These two had a thing for a short while. So, oh, sorry, I did shake my computer. And this one is, I wanted to reach 25% at the end of the year. It is currently sitting at 24.6. So if I don't manage that, I'm still gonna be fine. I'm not gonna be mad about it. Let me unravel it, because I've put some clips into it to hold it together while stitching on it. And this has a lot of loose threads, so it might be a bit difficult to see. This is where it's currently at, and you can see, especially I didn't do any work on their faces, but you can see in the top with his hair that there is a lot more done now than where it was earlier this year. So this got actually quite a bit of work done after I picked it back up. I had a pause on this after I had the frog, the whole bottom part. That was at least 2% of work. So technically I did reach my goal on this, to reach 25%, if I didn't have to frog 2% of it. If it wasn't even more, it might even have been 3%. It was a lot, just because I miscounted. Which is why I'm trying to work a little bit more from top to bottom, page by page with it. Not entirely, but a bit more than I used to in the beginning. Next one. It's also a fairly new start. This mossy landscape, charted by Artsy. This is from a photograph, I'm quite sure. And again, you're probably starting to see a theme of what I like to stitch. Dragons, landscapes, and main color scheme that I always gravitate to is greens and purples. I mean, look at my room, it's green. And this is how far I am with it. Top corner. This is the first page. About half of the first page done. Yeah, and I wish the light was better. Let me try something. And it's a bit dumb that I'm just starting to think about this now. No worries. It was just a... Should I turn this on? Does this help? Not really, right? Doesn't really help that much to put this light on. How about this? Not really, right? This is more distracting than anything. Yeah, the lighting situation here is definitely not the best. And I do not know if this helps or if this makes it even worse with the shadows. If I turn on this light, probably doesn't make it much better. So let's turn this off again. Just use the light coming from the windows. I might need to put a light right on top of my computer here, because I'm filming with the webcam here on my laptop. So, okay, let's put this away. Eventually I will figure something out. Usually when I film in the summer months, I have this huge window over here, and that's more than enough light. But now it is winter, and most of the light comes from above, like from my ceiling light. Okay. Oh yeah, now we have the big one. Now we're bringing out the big guns. This is my largest. You can already see this amount of fabric here, and is quite a bit to handle. What I'm going to show you now, I had not worked on in previously. So when I showed you this earlier this year, I just worked on the all the way in the bottom, and since then I have started to I've moved all the way up and started in the top. I have finished 2 pages of this. This is where it's at, and I'm gonna move down from the top just to be safe with it. And you can see where the next page is gonna start, where I started working on the 3rd page. This is where it's currently at, and this is so big it's really almost impossible to show in as a yeah, words are hard. As you know, English is not my first language. Sometimes I don't know what to say, but it's okay. We are working on it. I'm speaking a lot more English now than I used to a few years ago, so we're getting better. And I'm gonna put in a picture of what it will look like finished, because I have not printed that out. And we have 3 more in this batch here. And we're coming up on 1 hour, and we're not even halfway done. Which is why I said this will definitely be a 2-parter this year. So, next up. Heaven and Earth Designs. I think this was the first pattern I bought from Heaven and Earth Designs, because I had to have this one. Again, my first D&D character eventually became a dragon, and the dragon looks just like this, so I had to have it. I don't think... Yeah, since you did not see this in a WIP parade before, but this is also something that I need to put a lot more work into. This is where it's at currently. I've started with the cliffs, and then went over and worked on the sky. This is about half the length, I think, because there's gonna be a lot more over here to the side of the cliff. But this is where it's currently at, and I will get back to this for sure. Let's just put on much. This is also what we love about WIP parades, right? We see all of our own projects and we can go like, yeah, I want to work on this again, and I want to work on this again, and that is... Oh, this I also haven't printed a cover page for, so I will have to put on a picture what it will look like. This is one that I charted myself before I stopped... before I reconsidered my life choices and stopped charting AI-made images, as I never should have started with that. As an artist, I should know better, but I'm not getting into that whole shebang. But still, I started this, and I will continue it because I like it. But I will not sell this anymore, and I will not chart any more AI images. In the future, everything that is in my shop will be either hand-drawn by me, traditionally or digitally, or designed by me when it's like the tiny patterns. So, or photographs I took. So only my own work from now on. No exceptions. Not even the real art that I licensed will be in there anymore. It's just gonna be my own work. So, but another one. This is also something that I charted myself. I do not... I think I showed it earlier already. It should have been in my WIP parade because this is a bit older. I do not think I have worked on it. Again, we will see. This is where it's at. Put it this way. This is the corner start, top start, as usual. But again, don't think I have worked on it, but I want to get back to it as well. I can do with all of the patterns. And I feel like I sound like a broken record today, don't I? I want to do this, but I haven't done it. But yeah, that was the next cube. We are sitting at 1 hour and we are 1/3 done. So I will do one more and then I'm probably gonna make a part 2. So I'm gonna be right back to grab the next batch. All right, I am back. Let's continue with the next batch. So next thing I have here is also a big full coverage. This is a really large one by Chameleon Designs. I got this off of Etsy. Let's see, I have quite a few papers in here. Do I need all of them? I don't need this one, I think. No, never mind. I'm not gonna do this now. I'm not gonna draw this out longer than it's gonna be. So, this one got a bit of work since I showed it in my last WIP parade. This is where we're at. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? This is gonna be up. Where am I holding this? Ah, there we go. And this is huge, as you can see. This is just the very top corner of the pattern. And this is gonna be the length of it. But we'll get there. We will get there eventually. This is definitely something that I like here. This corner here. This is where I am. Oh, just this teeny corner over there. It is 715 by 400 stitches. That's a lot. I mean, I know some of you have bigger ones, and the last one I showed you before is definitely bigger than this. But still, it's big. It's a big boy. Next one. This is another pattern from Artsy. A dragonfly. I love my dragonflies. They are dragons, so of course I love them. And we have done a little bit on it. Not that much, but a little. You can see a bit of progress from last time. This is where we're at. There. Progress. And that's the most important thing, isn't it? Just getting a little bit of it done, step by step. Next one. This is also fairly new, and this is very special to me. This is probably the pattern that I spent the most money on so far. Even while doing it a bit cheaper than it could have been. Anyway. This is my first fancy lady. It is by Lavender and Lace, I think it's what they're called. Celtic Autumn. And I'm doing a full color conversion on this. And I am changing the top part here. It's not gonna say autumn. I'm gonna put something else in it. But other than, and I'm not going to use beads because I figured out that the fabric I'm using is too small for beading. The beads are too large. So instead of the beads, I am using different colors. That's another thing, right? You live and learn. I was like, yeah, let's do it on a small account, and it's recommended because what could go wrong? So what I'm using instead of beads is this. These are metallic, different colored metallic fibers. As you can see, this is green, blue, copper. This is a pearl. I think this is some sort of silver. And this is actually also the first time that I bought a hand-dyed fabric. And I need to take this out carefully because everything is yeah, there's the flosses. Let's put these to the side. And let's see, can we get, how do I best show this? Fold it here and fold it there because I'm not that far with it, but I want to show you this. This is where she's at. So you can see I made her hair red. The dress is gonna be teal, blue and gold. And she's gonna be my girl Eris, my second Dungeons and Dragons character. My beautiful radiant queen. And I thought this would be perfect for her. And again, no beads. As we'll have the different colors. That's, I know it's a bit hard to see with the light not being the best. But you can see pictures on Instagram as well. And I'm probably gonna show her. And yeah, the fabric. The fabric doesn't pick up on camera very well with the less than ideal light. And I don't know what to do about it. It's a beautiful teal color. And it was totally worth the money I spent on it. I think it is a 40 count. I wrote it down. I will have to find the, I just need to put this away carefully. I don't want to get too many wrinkles in it. I'm quite sure that I wrote it down somewhere. I have like these cards that I have started printing out for my projects at some point, but apparently I didn't do it for this one for some reason. And I do not have the card of the fabric in here. See, that's what I mean. I am so bad at this. But next time I will tell you. And am I pulling at my computer again? It's moving around, isn't it? It's probably because the cable is in the charger, and whenever I move my chair, I'm pulling up the cable, and that's pulling my whole MacBook along with it. Next up, Blue Garden number 2. I have 2 of these. This is a newer start. The other one I also have here that I have started quite a while ago. And this is a recent start because I wanted to start the other one. So there's not that much to see on this yet. This is where it's at. And I really need to try something with the light. It's getting worse and worse now that it's getting dark outside. Maybe if I just put the lamp somewhere closer, like over here. Let me just try this. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but might as well try, right? But the cable is too short. I can't get this closer. Let's see. I think this might help, at least a little bit. This makes me look even more tired. But let's see. This is the last try. I'm gonna give it. Can you see this better now? A little, right? Just a little bit better. Maybe I should put this higher here. So there. I think this is actually This might actually work. So I need a ring light, don't I? I should buy a ring light. So, but yeah, try to ignore how tired my face looks now. It's even worse than before. Let's see if I can show you the... Now, can you see the fabric now? Oh, isn't it stunning? I don't want to pull it out again, but can you see this? This is... That's stunning, isn't it? I should have turned on the light sooner. Oh yeah, gotta love winter. So dark and gloomy and dark. Next one. This is my very first magic needle kit, and I also got this for Christmas from my best friend, who you saw on the channel once. And of course I already started it, and I'm already mad at it. I'm gonna show you. Let me see. This is how far I am on it, with it. Problem is, I miscounted. Right here. So, this whole top part here, all of this, right up to here, everything above my finger here, will have to get frogged out. It's not that bad, but it's still annoying me. So, otherwise I would have probably already been a bit further with this. But it's fine, I will do it, and then I will continue it, because I like it. Next. Have I even started this yet, or have I just kitted it? Let's see. Okay, I just kitted it. I have not started it yet. So this is not going on the... This needs to go somewhere else. It is not a start yet. How dare you? So, here's the other one. Blue Garden number 1. This is also a 2022 start. And as you can see, I made some lines on the pattern, one over here and one over here, because the fabric I bought for it is too small. So I had to cut off part of the top and the bottom. So I did not want to restart it. So this is on an, I think, 18 count Ada. Unlike the other one that I'm stitching on a smaller count and stitching in tent. This is on 18 count and it is full cross. And this is where it's at. And I don't think I worked on it since I last showed it. So I will have to change that. Oh yeah, these are by Max's Patterns on Etsy, and that is this batch. I'm gonna go and grab the next one. That went faster than I thought, and then we will continue. Maybe I can put all of these in one video. We will see. I'm not gonna go over 2 hours, or at least I'm gonna try. Alright, on to the next part. Also, I apologize if you can hear some strange noise or banging. Apparently my neighbor just decided it is a good time to hoover. I love this house, and yeah, you can hear everything and anything going on from everyone. Anyway, next up is this one. I have done a bit of work on it, I'm sure, because I know that I pulled it out a few times. And let's see how far we are. This is where it's at. So you can see there's some more work done up in the sky. But we're still very far from done on this one. Very far from done. Just fine. It's all about the process, isn't it? So, this is a pattern that I charted myself. The artwork is from a video game, so this is not available somewhere, anywhere. I just made this for myself. And I'm quite sure I forgot to say a few from a few patterns where they are from, and I'm gonna try and do stuff when I edit these. Next up is also a fairly new start. This is a magazine pattern. Started it this fall. It is from it's not on here. A magazine. It is by, does it at least say who made it? No, it doesn't. Well, if I figure it out, I will put it in the somewhere down here. And this is also one of the rare occasions where I'm stitching on 14 count, because that's what I had on hand. And this is how far I am with it. I think this is the middle, so it's probably this way. Working from the middle to the top corner, to this top corner over here, so I can go down from the top corner. Not starting in the middle, to make sure, see how much fabric I need. Look at me go. And this is the second that I forgot to put back into the bag it belongs. I'm gonna cut this one out because it's not a WIP. Oh my god. This one, however, this one is a WIP. Nobody is home. And this is by, I think, Stitch Sprout. God, that's hard to say. Yes, it is. It was in a magazine, just cross stitch. Halloween 2023. And this is how far I am. Not too far, but not too bad either. Also probably gonna go away until Halloween. And I'm using a few glow-in-the-dark threads for this. Next up is another pattern from German cross-stitch magazine. Let's check this out. That's what it's gonna look like. Another landscape, obviously. Of course it is another landscape. I'll put it into the bag so that I don't have to pull it out all the time to show it. And I have not done much on it. Just a teeny tiny bit on the sky, top corner. There it is. Next one. This is another magazine pattern. Nice strawberries. I love strawberries. This is by... yeah, who is it by? It's called Strawberry Basket. It's from the Cross Stitch Gold magazine. It doesn't say which issue and it does not say who the designer is. So again, if I figure that out, I will put it below. Because they put all of the info in on so many different pages, and I usually only print a cover page, and the page that has the floss colors, the numbers, and if it's on there I can tell you. If not, then I need to look at the other pages because I don't print all of the pages. This is how far I am with it. Not very far. And this is also a piece of fabric that I dyed with tea, and it's not picking up that well, unfortunately. That's now because of the light. If I turn it off, it's probably gonna pick up better. Yeah. God, that's a difference, isn't it? Maybe I need to use both for these. Light and no light. And not throwing everything down. I'm getting exhausted. I'm probably gonna cut off here in a bit. This is not a start either. And make this part 1. And then do part 2 in a few days, because I also need to have dinner. This is also not started yet. Why are they in here? I need to go with the potential starts. Just because I've kitted them doesn't mean that they are starts. This is also not yet started. This one is. This one is. This was a freebie for a while on Heaven and Earth Designs, or just when I grabbed it. Although I think I have not worked on it since I last showed it, because I need to, yeah, this is where it's at. I think it's probably the same as it was in my last WIP parade, because I still need to re-kit it. It doesn't have any floss in it. And I think it's the same with this one here. That I also don't think I have worked on. This is from Etsy. I think the shop's name was something Fox, but I don't know what exactly it was called. This is where it's at. Again, I don't think it got much further than, if at all, of what you saw in my last WIP parade. Same with this one, actually. This is one of my own patterns. Also monarch butterfly. It is in my shop if you want to grab it. And this is going to be the model stitch that I have not worked on at all since earlier this year. Shame on me, right? Shame on me. And again, we do what we do and we do what we feel like. It's all about, this is a hobby, right? We do it whenever we want to. The next ones I have started working on are these, and I think I've started the top one. Also from a magazine. Let's see, Cross Stitcher magazine. Don't know which issue. I think these are by Maria Diaz, if I'm not entirely mistaken. If I am sorry. And this is how far I am with it. Small start on a small pattern. It was very enjoyable to do though. Doesn't always have to be the massive full coverage ones. Next up, what is the next one? I don't think that I started these. Nope, I did not. And I think neither did I start this one yet. I've kitted a few things that I wanted to start next year, and somehow they just slipped in with these that I actually already did start. This one I started. This is another one of the flower ones. And for this one, I unfortunately don't have a cover picture. So I'll just hold it very far away so you cannot read the pattern. This is what it's gonna look like. And this is where it's at. And I think I already had to fudge something with this one because I'm so good at miscounting. You have no idea. And this is gonna be a restart, so I'm gonna leave this one out as well. But yes, this is where I will stop. I'm gonna make this part 1. And this is about a little over half of my WIPs, I'm sure. I have at least 2 more cubes, and I'm quite sure that there are no 2 starts in there, other than in this batch where half of it was like, oh, you're not even started yet, so why are you in here? But yeah, I will edit this video maybe later today, maybe tomorrow. Can't say yet. So whenever I do, this will go up. And then I hope you enjoyed watching. Part 2, depending on when I have time, might actually be early next year. Because I'm quite a bit busy between the holidays, but I really can't keep going today. This is too much to do in one sitting, and my voice is still a bit dead from being at my family's for Christmas. So I will take a break for now, and I will see you in part 2. If you have any questions about any of these patterns, drop me a comment down below. Drop me a comment down below either way. I love to chat, and I haven't been on Flosstube for way too long, so I'd love to hear from you, how you've been doing, and yeah, see you soon.